Hello, and welcome to Shades of Conversation, where everyone has an opinion and everyone is going to share it. Please, 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 you all, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, because we certainly want to hear from you. Don't we want to hear from them later?
We do.
We want to hear from you.
And this is a very important podcast, and we need for you to be very attentive. So please get your notepad, get your pen, pencil, and let's jot some important information that you are going to receive on today.
All right, ladies, so what are we talking about today? What's this very important subject matter?
I'm hot.
I don't know about y'all.
I'm hot.
I've been going through some changes.
I just had my fan on.
I need a fan.
Loud, but I had it on.
1 minute I'm hot, 1 minute I'm cold. I don't know what.
I'm getting
I'm
some
going
dizzy
through.
spells. I don't know what's happening.
So what do we call that? Do we call that menopause, perimenopause, premenopause?
Probably a mixture of all, I would think. I don't know, though.
I don't know.
I'm not an expert, so I really can't tell
Exactly.
you.
Yes. But we've had several things that are happening in this age. I think we're kind of close in age.
Yeah.
So we're kind of going
So
through some of these things like.
So what are some of the things you're having, Daniel? Like, what's some of the stuff going on?
Yeah. So we were, it was just like even today when I was getting ready. It was like hot flashes. I'm like, I'm sweating. What is? So I need to know some more about. I think we're in this menopause age. I've been hearing about this, and this, and I need to know a little bit more about it.
Yeah.
I get dizzy spells. I get the hot flashes at night, and then I take the covers off, take the covers back on. I'm like,
I can testify to that.
Yeah.
Can you testify?
Yeah.
I can testify to that.
So, then I
But
get
I'm going to tell
headaches.
you something, though. When you say that, I've just recently started going through that because I haven't went through it before.
Oh, yeah.
Even in my young age, as 54.
Well, she's the oldest of the crew.
Yep, I'm the oldest, but I still consider myself young a little bit, you all. But I'm just now recently kind of going through some changes. 1 minute I'm hot, next minute I'm cold.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Actually, there was one time I didn't even know that I was going through it, but my beautician, she knew. She said, "You're having a hot flash right now." I said, "Really?"
tell.
I didn't feel it, but in my hair,
Soaking wet.
She said, "You're having a hot flash right
Yeah.
now." I thought, "Wow." So
Yeah, I'm currently having one right now as we speak. I'm trying to keep from sweating off my little makeup that I put on, but it's
Help,
running down the
Lord.
sides
Help,
of my face, and I'm hot. Amen.
I feel a little shy.
Yes. I think for me, mine has been severe hot flashes. Like I have them all the time. My husband said he just finally figured out how to sleep next to me, and I said, "Well, what'd you do?" And he was like, "Look," and he had on a sweatshirt, a hoodie. I was like, because I have to have the fan on. I have to have the fan on at night. Like if I don't, I'm soaking wet. It's just. And my mood is, I think my mood is bad. I can never, like people's names that I talk to all the time,
you forget them.
I'm like, I blank out, like their name is, and I completely like forget for a minute. It like takes me a second to recollect and bring it back to me. I'm serious.
No,
And I'm
laughing
like,
because you do.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
You're like, what's her name? What's her name?
Yes.
Yeah, I even did that in the meeting. I was trying to tell somebody that I went to the hospital and I was like, I forgot the name of, you all know who I was supposed to go and pray for, but the name just, and then after a while, it just came right, it just came right back. Yeah. So,
I'm sitting here and I'm trying to be cool and quiet because I have experienced all of it. And I think, I know Missy is severe. I am very, very severe. I have the fan. I have the heater. I can't go anywhere without my fan, whether I'm at work, I'm at church. I need some help.
And it's crazy because you'll be hot, and then after you get done being hot, you're cold. And now you're wet, your clothes are wet, your hair is wet.
And these are all the signs, all the symptoms, as far as we know.
Yeah.
That's how we address them. He say, she say, by the way, what we've experienced. Of course, we're not the expertise, but, some of the questions that I think we have, like, can chocolate, sweets, is that, what is it? Is it a cliche? Is it something, are those triggers? They talk about the diet, some of the things that we eat. I've tried, and I promise you, I've tried mushroom coffee.
I refuse.
I've tried the rice coffee. And I am not kidding you. I'm not lying. My hot flashes stopped.
Really?
Now, I believe that rice coffee affects people differently. Because I've heard different stories that, I had this or I was experienced this and I started drinking rice coffee and this happened. Like it stopped or slowed down. But I backslid. And I got too happy.
Okay.
And there was a nurse that I work with and she told me, she said, when you stop drinking that rice coffee,
it's going to come back.
It's going to come back worse.
Really?
And it did. It did. She wasn't kidding me. So I want to know, sometimes do we think ourselves? Is it mental, some of the things that we experience? Or is it really, but I really experienced that. So now I'm trying to go back to the rice coffee.
Is it good though? Because I'm a coffee drinker, and I heard that regular coffee. So that's another question I have. They say regular coffee makes you have more hot flashes or makes them more intense.
And I believe that. I do believe that. I think
I need
that
an alternative, but is it good?
With your rice coffee, you have to make it to your liking. Like my creamer is like oat milk and the other one that's mixed with it. So I use like an oat milk. And it's a like a caramel macchiato type, but it's not the real, sugar flavor. But I kind of cheat. I'll add a little sugar in there, or I'll mix it up with something to give it a better taste. But it's not like you just drink coffee like on your regular. So it's a mind thing.
See, I'm not ready for
It's mental. But I've experienced it, and I've dealt with my OB. I've called her, I've been on estrogen, I've been on patches, I've been on different things, and I'm like, I said, I cannot go through the summer like this. I'm not going to make it. You have to help me.
I'm scared of that. I'm scared of I just don't know. Those are the questions I have. Like, should we do hormones and patches and estrogen? Is there something natural you can take? Should you go to your doctor? One of my clients is going to, she goes to like a specialist that is just for a hormone specialist. And so she takes a couple of different hormones. I don't know if I want to do that.
But they have over the counter. Now they have, what is it, black women vitamin? Black girl vitamin.
I know who that would be for.
If it's over the counter, you can always go through. For me, my experience, I'll always check with my specialist or my primary. But if it's over the counter, babe, there are some risks you will have to take. Do you want the help or not?
I want the help, but I don't want to waste my time, my energy, or my money.
See, I'm at the point where I'm in shopping, and I'm like, what does it say? This for menopause? I've bought several things. I have several. I can supply
But you still find yourself taking all those different things, and you're still going through.
I'm still going through, but
better.
There is a regimen that I have.
How do you feel right now?
Right now, I'm good. I'm good right now. I do
A
have
second
my.
ago, you wasn't.
I do have my thing. I am good, but I still have that question. Is some of that mental?
Yeah.
Does it really help? I think it does help me at night.
Okay.
I'm not now sleeping with both the fan and the heater. I just have the fan. So I've graduated.
I have a question because I think all of us have experienced this snappiness.
Yeah. Child.
You know, you just I love my sister. World, I love my sister.
That one.
Don't look over here. Don't look over here.
Sister Trisha. But we all do it,
Yeah.
you know. And
Yeah.
it just comes out of nowhere.
And you can't help it.
You know, just get away from me.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
no, it's that, and I don't think I do it a lot.
But you know,
Now my mother, she didn't do the hot flashes.
Okay.
God rest her soul. She didn't do the hot flashes, but she was a little
testy.
a little testy, and we was like, "Come on, Daddy, can you just help us?" So I think that was her, you know. But
I don't know about that because when you called me out, which I didn't appreciate, we all have, you know, differentness about us.
But I'm just saying, is
Differentness. I'm
that
making up a
a
word.
part of, or is that?
I wouldn't say that because, you know, it depends on how you trigger an individual. You know, I'll be Trisha one minute, but then I'll turn to Trisha.
Yeah.
I don't
But is
think that
that
has
because of-
anything to do with menopause.
Well, then you need prayer.
But
that's only if somebody pushes you.
But listen, does it or does it not? Because
Yeah.
when you look at social media, when you look at pharmacy, everything on TV is dealing with women,
Right.
menopause, sex.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
yeah.
dealing with
Yeah, that's a
mood
good one.
swings.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how does all of that tie into, you know, is it really, you know, Dana and I, we're single, so we're asking just for a friend. Does it really affect, you know,
Well, I just
your
know for
sex
myself.
life? And, you know,
Man.
they're talking about all this dryness and all this
Yeah.
other stuff. So,
Yeah.
you know, then there's slip and slide, you know,
Yeah.
if you need a little help. But
Right.
I don't know. So,
Because that's one of the questions that my mother, you know, I had a procedure, and she stated, will this kind of have she have a problem with her sex drive? And I don't, you know,
Wondering
well,
minds
since I'm
wanna know.
single.
You better go ahead and put yourself out there. She's single, Saint.
You know,
Yeah.
I know what to watch.
that's a different podcast.
We gonna,
That's a whole other different story.
Bring it on in. Come back.
I think since we have so many questions and not a lot of answers, that maybe we just need to bring somebody in to kind of help us.
Absolutely.
Yes.
and I
Somebody that
think
knows
we
a little bit
have
more
the
than us.
right person.
Yes,
You're
we
the right
absolutely do.
person?
Yeah.
So we're going to have a special guest for you guys
Yes.
when we come right back. All right, we're back, and we have a very special guest with us this evening. None other than, she's my auntie, so I feel a little, you know, personal touch to it. Glenda's that she is an MPC, which is a board certified family nurse practitioner with over 39 years of nursing experience.
That's awesome.
And Glenda's has earned her bachelor degree of nursing from Avila University and her master of science of nursing at Indiana Wesleyan University. She has a diverse background, which includes labor and delivery, medical surgery nursing, case management, and primary care of family. But after years of traditional health care, Glenda's recognized that many women were struggling with symptoms such as fatigue, brain fog, weight gain, hormonal imbalance, and poor sleep. All of the things that I think we're all experiencing. And so, yet we were often told from our labs that we were normal and offered few solutions beyond symptom management. This realization led her to pursue an additional training in functional medicine through the School of Applied Functional Medicine, where she continues toward advanced certification. She has also studied with menopause health certification through Girls Gone Strong, further deepening her expertise in supporting women through hormonal transitions. Today, she is the CEO and founder of Interface Functional Health. So that means she can help us today. She can answer the questions that we do not know. She helps women uncover the root causes behind persistent health challenges and guides them in restoring balance, energy, and confidence through a personalized whole person approach to wellness. Her work focuses particularly on empowering women in midlife to understand the changes happening in their bodies and to take practical, science-informed steps towards transformation and lasting vitality. She is passionate about education, prevention, and helping women move from simply managing symptoms to truly thriving in the next chapter of their lives. Aunt Glennis is married. She has 3 daughters. She's been married for over 37 years, and she enjoys being active in her church community, and she runs something I need to do with Black Girls Run. So she also practices hot yoga. So we are so happy to have her with us today. Everybody celebrate.
That was a perfect ending.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here with you guys. It's just a pleasure. So I just wanted to start off by saying I was listening to your conversation, and there's nothing wrong with you. It is the natural transition, and I just want to say, happy retirement to your ovaries. They are not functioning. That's one of the reasons why you're feeling the way you do. Yeah. So that's the first thing, and then I know that it sounded like the highest of highest things was the heat. So we'll dig in a little bit more of that. I know we got our fans going and everything. And it's hot in this room anyway. It's hot in this room anyway. So I'll let you. You have questions you want to start with, or?
I want to start with a question. Can you explain, or can you talk a little bit about the physical technicalities associated with menopause, specifically symptoms like the hot flashes? And could you explain what happens psychologically during menopause and why hot flashes occur?
Yes, let's just go straight for the heat. Okay, so all right, so we're gonna talk about the physiology of it. Well, really, your hormones are spiraling down because your ovaries have stopped producing the estrogen, the progesterone. You actually need those to keep cycling. Okay. So as they go down, then that's when we start getting those what we call vasomotor symptoms. Is your hot flushes. You get the hot flushes. It's something in your body, it's like your nerves and your muscles, they start to constrict, and then all of a sudden they open up and that heat has to release. And that is why you get the hot flash. And thankfully you sweat because it helps to cool your body off. Now, I shouldn't say sweat, perspire. Glistening,
If that makes you feel better.
Yeah, if that makes you feel better. But that's literally what's happening. That triggers the sweating, and that's why somebody was saying they have a heater and a fan. A heater and a fan. So it's definitely
uncover.
Cover, uncover. Some people have a towel in the bed to dry off before they get out. I tell women, if you have to, if your husband don't mind, I'm sure he won't sleep naked.
I do.
Sorry.
Because do you hear me? That's what I'm talking about today.
Most people say, "Oh, my husband be real happy about that," but you're gonna just always be doing that, having an extra fan by the bedside or a ceiling fan, all that stuff, because literally your estrogen, all your hormones are just fluctuating. They're in a constant battle of, do we want to stay high or do we want to go low? Do we want to stay high or do we want to go low? And that pretty much goes on. Unfortunately, it can go on for years for some women. If you're in perimenopause, I think that was one of the things you wanted to know. It's when your estrogen and progesterone are just like they're flipping back and forth,
Okay.
flipping and flopping. You may have a cycle, and then once you have a cycle, then your body is kind of like back to normal. You're not having those.
Wow.
But then when you don't have it, then your hormones are just going nuts,
Yeah.
and that's when you start having those hot flashes.
So I have a question because I heard you say those with cycles.
Yeah.
How does that work for women who no longer have cycles? You know, they're no longer
So,
menstrual.
once you no longer cycle for a whole 12 months, consecutive 12 months, then you're in menopause.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of the things was perimenopause. That can start in your 40s. A lot of women start that where they have 2 or 3, and then they don't have to. And then they're like, oh, I'm on my way. And then boom, they have another cycle. And so that's where your body is doing all those things. But when you don't have a menstrual cycle for a whole 12 consecutive months, then your body is in menopause. And I feel like it can be a joyful time. Kind of. I mean, you don't have to worry about unexpected pregnancies. You don't have to worry about buying pads, more money to those people anymore. I mean, there's a lot of benefits to it. You in a new identity with your life. You know, so but there's the hot flash.
There's and getting there.
Yes.
I do have a question. Now, me, I had a procedure
That was my
that
question.
took me,
From having a cycle.
from having.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was early.
Yeah.
So I didn't know when the menopause was going to start.
That's a really good question. Yeah, because they call that surgical menopause, actually. Yeah, so for women who don't naturally stop having cycles, then they have a surgery. They call that surgical menopause. And as your body starts to decrease in those estrogen and progesterone, that's when you may start to feel the hot flushes and a lot of the other ones. I did want to touch on something that you said earlier, like, I love this. I love that you said this because I would try it. I'm just going to sit here and be cool. And I'm not going to be hot. I don't care. I can feel it. I'm burning up. But I'm cool.
Right.
And sweat's dripping down your back. So it is not in your mind. You can't wish it away. Unfortunately, you know, like I had an older lady tell me once, don't let anybody know when you are having a hot flash. She said, I see people fanning and going on and everything. Don't let them know. Just be cool. So I tried it, but honey, I was still hot. It doesn't, it's not in your mind. It is not in your mind. It is really something physiological that is happening in your body, and it's nothing you did wrong. It's just the natural process of life. It can be managed, though. So I want to leave you hope. I don't want to leave you hopeless.
Thank you.
That brings me to a question because, I mean, how do you know, if I am experiencing menopause or not? How do you really even know? I mean, I know everybody's different, but like with me, I've consistently had cycles for quite a long time. Mine kind of goes and comes. I almost got to a period where I thought, hey, I'm about to reach that 12-month period, but I'm back.
Sister came back, huh? Auntie cousin.
And then it was for a very short period. I'm talking about maybe 2 or 3 days, if that, very light. And then it was gone. And then maybe 4 or 5 months later, hi. And then it has yet to return.
It still stands. That's perimenopause.
Okay.
So your body's still trying to decide what it's going to do until you go for the whole 12 consecutive months. It's not considered menopause.
Lord.
Do we need to have a word? No, premenopause is something that a lot of people don't even think about. But when you're a young lady, when you're first starting your menarche session, before when you're a little girl and then you first have your period, that whole time between when you start and you're consecutively having them every month until the time where you're starting to miss some, have them, miss some. That's premenopause.
Okay.
Then you go from pre to peri, and peri is when you're missing, and then you have them again, and then you're missing again. So sometimes one of the sometimes you can get labs done to check for your levels to kind of see where you are, but the literal diagnosis of menopause is 12 consecutive months.
I remember having
cycle.
I remember having my labs drawn when I first started experiencing it, and that's when they told me, they were like, "You're dead, like you're in menopause." And I didn't know at the time, like, really what was going on, but I had my labs drawn, and they were able to tell me.
Wow. Now, there is some other symptoms that go along with menopause other than hot flashes, and we talked about anxiety, irritability, I mean, being cranky. There's also insomnia. Some people can't sleep. I mean, it's hard to sleep, especially if you're hot and then you're cold, and then all of those estrogen and progesterone things are flip-flopping all around. It makes it hard for people to sleep. Some people's circadian rhythms change. They go to bed later than they used to, or wake up earlier. There's weight gain, primarily in the belly. Yeah. Some people get migraines and headaches.
I think that's me. I get a lot of headaches now.
It's from the blood vessels constricting, and so the blood flow isn't going. Then you get the hot flash when it dilates.
Okay.
So some of those, a lot of those things. So I like to just also say that there's some hidden symptoms that women get in menopause, and that's insulin resistance, which is really it can be associated with the inflammation that's in your body, and it can lead to type 2 diabetes. Oh wow! There's another thing that a lot of people don't know about, and that's bone mineral density loss. So as after 65 is, which y'all are way far away from. But yes, thank you, Lord. You start to lose how your bones start to make, the minerals, and so that's how you see older women with increased fracture risk. So there's that visceral fat gain. That's part of the fat, not only that you see in the belly fat, but that's the most dangerous kind of fat, because it can go around your organs, your heart, your liver, your kidneys. Just making sure that there's other things, your heart and your lungs, and we don't want that. And then there's increased inflammation at the cellular level. And when you have increased inflammation at the cellular level, it makes it harder to lose weight. Yeah.
I had no idea about this.
So menopause,
Because all we think is
So I have a question, because when I was having problems with my shoulder, and I went to my doctor, they took all these x-rays, and they were like, we'll do physical therapy, blah, blah, blah. And later I was reading something, I'm always reading something, trying to find something, don't know whether it's true or not, that you can get, like, is it called cold shoulder?
like frozen shoulder.
Frozen shoulder. Yes, frozen shoulder. And I was like, and then I was talking to one of my other girlfriends, and she was like, girl, my shoulder hurts all the time. And I'm like, mine too. It's better. It's been better since I had therapy, but I mean, I couldn't, like, literally lift my arm up.
That has something to do with menopause?
It can, yes, because as your estrogen and progesterone are decreasing, then the minerals in your bones aren't producing like this.
Wait,
So
but
what would you recommend?
I'm sitting here laughing because you're talking about all these symptoms. I don't know where I was. I work with a lot of nurses and different things. I don't care what I'm doing. I could just walk into church. I can walk into work, and I'm like, I know. And so somebody told me, they were like, that is menopause. I
heard that too.
So I couldn't wait to get to church. I think I was sitting with the girls or whatever. I was like, oh God, this is menopause. So we're sitting here.
Yeah.
I don't know for that one.
If we're running, it's just a
sniffle.
Just wet. You could be, unless you're sweating from your nose, which it could be. Unless you're having a hot flash and it's sweating from your nostrils, that could be a different source of why that happens. You could have an allergy to the place you walk in. I mean, there's so many different things that could trigger that.
Okay.
I can't really, sorry, blame that one. Menopause has enough stuff.
I don't know where I got
We
it
got
from.
enough stuff on
Yes, I'm
menopause.
like,
But yeah, no.
it's menopause. Your nose is running. I'm
Glennis, I just wanted to touch on what Missy had mentioned about what bone density or what it is, having a cold shoulder or what have you. Is there any kind of remedy to, having issues or pains or what have you with a cold shoulder?
I'm so glad you asked. Yes. So this is going to definitely lead me into ways to increase your bone density, increase your bone minerals. Yeah. So, ladies,
I know.
I know y'all don't want this one, but exercise. Exercise. Okay, so. I know. Let it out. Come on, let it out. You see all the browns right now.
Something that we need to do anyway.
Let me tell y'all. So exercise is so good for you. Like you was talking about me running.
Yeah.
Cardio is good. Strength training is good too. So you don't want to just be heavy on one and not do the other because walking is, if you want to just walk, that's good. Any type of weight bearing exercise is going to be good for your legs, but then don't forget about your upper body so that you don't get the frozen shoulder because it does cause us, as we're losing that, it can cause you to get that. Now, you can also take some supplements to help. Okay. So the supplements that help with your bones is what? Calcium and vitamin D, right? So I did jot down some specifics if you want to know.
If you're watching, you need to be taking notes.
Take your notes.
So for vitamin D, this is part of the micronutrient insufficiency that a lot of women have that they are not taking care of. Calcium, you should get at least 1,200 milligrams daily.
Okay.
And vitamin D, you should take between 2,000 to 5,000 international units daily. And ask your doctor to check your levels. They will not check your vitamin D level unless you ask. I will tell you that for a fact, or whoever your healthcare provider is. You want that vitamin D level to be more than 50. Greater than 50, yeah.
Greater than 50.
Most of the people that I test, it's like 30, 19. It's terrible. Most of us are low in vitamin D, and we don't know because it's not being checked. And so calcium, you can get calcium in, if you do dairy, you can get it there. You can get it in food, you can get it in leafy vegetables, or you can take a supplement, which I definitely recommend that you do, especially after menopause, just to make sure, because you don't get a bone mineral density test, like what they call the DEXA scan, until you're 65. So you just have to keep up your physical activity. It's really good for your bone strength, and it's also good for muscle retention and building. It's good for blood sugar control, weight loss. It's good for your heart and bone health. So taking care to make sure that you're getting those supplements. I know you mentioned something about over-the-counter stuff that you could take. Yeah, even for the hot flashes. So there's a lot of those over-the-counter that you can get. However, I do not recommend going in and just picking up anything off the shelf.
I'm sorry, doctor. Can you tell that to Sister Shiggy one more time?
No, because understand that I consult with my physicians.
Dr. Glenn.
That is correct, but I do consult with my physicians.
If she consult with her physician, then that's good, because there's a lot of stuff out there you don't know, especially when you just go on Amazon or go on the internet. Whoever, God knows who is putting this, everybody's selling something. So be careful that it's third-party tested and that you buy it directly from the source instead of just going on the internet and buying it from Amazon. Sorry, Amazon.
No, Sister Tricia, I don't play that. I don't do that.
But that's why I say always check with your healthcare provider too, to make sure, because there's herbs and stuff, like I think y'all were talking about black cohosh, that's one. And then there's just other supplements and things that are out there. But if you talk to your provider they can guide you and which one would be one of the best things to do. I know another one of the questions was about brain health, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Somebody said brain fog.
Yeah.
Or,
I think that was, well, I didn't say it, but yes, that's, I think.
And I've heard that before, so how true is that?
it's very true.
Okay.
It's very true. We can't think that one away either. No pun intended. But I'm bumped.
Okay, with brain health, what would be your recommendations to, I don't know if I can say the word resolve or to keep our brains
Protect it.
healthy? Yeah. What would you recommend?
Yeah, so first know that it's happening because your estrogen is going down.
Estrogen has a lot to do with our bodies.
Wow.
It does. It does. Estrogen has a lot to do with our bodies. The first hormone that we start to decline in during perimenopause is progesterone. That's the first one, and it can affect our brain and our nervous system. And then it also affects your mood too. That's why you get cranky. You don't sleep well.
Right.
And so both estrogen and progesterone are really needed hormones in our bodies. So they've been both shown to have anti-inflammatory effects on the brain. And there's estrogen receptors in our brain that keep us sharp.
Yeah.
So as they go down, that's why we get the brain fog. We see somebody, we can't remember their name, or like you were saying, you was in a meeting and you know who this is, and you just can't say it. So the estrogen levels and the progesterone levels are decreasing. Now, what can you do about it? I know that's a big thing. I mean, I like to talk about the nutrition part of it, right? But there's nothing wrong because I think somebody also said, I'm scared of the hormones.
Me. That was
Don't
me.
be afraid.
That was me. That was going to be my question. Like, I don't know about taking hormones.
I have both. I have progesterone and a patch.
I don't mind
have
taking
both.
nothing.
I don't mind taking nothing either. That's why I don't have a fan on me right now.
Yeah.
Because I've been taking hormone replacement therapy for over 10 years.
Really?
I am not it is a quality of life thing for me. I can't be doing my job and stripping my clothes.
Right, yes.
I would be in my clinic in an exam room with a patient with my regular clothes on and a lab jacket and, excuse me, I'm taking off stuff. And I couldn't do it. And I tried to do it. I tried the sitting still thing. That did not work.
Yeah.
It's not in your brain. It's not in your mind. It's inside your body. Right. Your estrogen and your progesterone are just playing all kind of tricks on you. Like, stop. So when you talk to your doctor or your health practitioner, whoever it is, talk to them about the hormone replacement therapy. I think it's a great thing. There was so much fear around it for years because of the 2002 initiative that came out saying it was going to increase breast cancers in women and all of that stuff. But listen, I have used a bioidentical hormone replacement therapy for over 10 years, and then I just stopped doing that one. And don't worry about if it's FDA approved. If it works, like for something like that, because my physician prescribed it for me. It was not FDA approved because they put it together. They put progesterone, testosterone, and estrogen all in one little lozenge, and I took that, and because I did not want to.
Did you take it every day?
Every single day.
Okay. Wonderful.
Now, the new stuff that they got out is even greater because you can put the estradiol patch on twice a week. You take a progesterone capsule once every night, and testosterone, if you want it, that helps with your sex drive. I think someone was asking about that too.
I'm just saying all of this is interesting.
It all starts to decline mind, so keep that in mind. But and that a lot of different ways that they modalities, but it's a topical. And the reason why they changed how they are giving them now is because of how they're processed through the liver. So talk to your doctor about it. If you really don't want to every 5 minutes break out the
I don't.
thing. And I'll tell you, the crankiness, I know my family loved me so much better when I got on that. They didn't even know that I was on it, but I was so cranky. And I went back into the pharmacist. I went to a reputable compounding pharmacy. That's where they made my little lozenge thing. And I said, does this stuff help with crankiness? Because I don't seem like I'm just all upset as much as I used to be. She said, yeah, that's the progesterone in it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that, So
the hormone therapy that you were talking about, how it works for you in different supplements, is it something that you would have to take the rest of your life, or is it just for a certain period?
Good question.
that is a good question.
I mean,
think
when I think about like diabetes or high blood and things like that, and of course you'd have to be on that until you no longer have it. So is that the same for menopause?
it depends. First of all, they recommend 10 years of being on the medicine. Okay. But if it's managed and between you and your doctor, they're watching your levels, which they should. They'll be checking your estradiol, your progesterone, and your testosterone levels at least every 6 months to make sure you're good on the levels that they have you on. Then they'll decide for you if it's safe. I tried coming off of mine and I went right back. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not having to have a fan by my bed. I just that's a personal choice though. Everybody has to decide, and you have to know your own medical history. So if there's an increased risk of blood clots, if you're a smoker, all of those things can contribute, or if you've ever had breast cancer, or a blood clot, I should say, a blood clot. All of those things will go into effect, and your doctor will go over all of that with you on whether or not you would be a good candidate for the estradiol. Mainly is the main one for that. Because you can do it if you so desire. But
I knew when I turned my heater off, I was progressing, and I could feel myself slowly, but coming around. But
you also may see some women even not only having irritability and anxiety, but even be more depressed or sad.
That's good.
Just mood swings. But
That's definitely.
I didn't even realize it, but some women, because there's a lot of things that is happening when you're going through this stage of life in midlife. You could be losing your parents. You could be, your kids could be going off to college. So you got a lot of stuff that's happening all at the same time while your body's still trying to manage estrogen and progesterone doing what they do. So don't hold back on talking to somebody about it. It definitely is something that can be managed for sure. So thinking about all the things that you can do to make sure that if you're feeling like that and you want to feel better, there's a lot of options. I like to also talk about some of the other hormones that can make you feel better, like serotonin. Serotonin is one. That's our happy. That's our happy. But when that goes off, you get cranky, irritable, anxiety. That's why some people are on what we call SSRIs. And that medicine can also help with hot flashes. So if you have an anxiety and you're having hot flashes, talk to your doctor.
So what
something you can do. It's an SSRI. It's a serotonin reuptake inhibitor. So basically, anxiety and depression medicine. Okay. Yeah. So that one also sometimes helps with hot flashes. So they can be 2 for 1 if you were not able to go the hormone route because of your medical history. And then just, ladies, give yourself self-care, you know?
Yeah.
Take time out for yourself. That always helps, you know. Get in the bed early. Do long soaks in the tub.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, do long soaks. You know, magnesium is another mineral. Magnesium is another micronutrient that is really good for us. Other than taking a magnesium supplement like magnesium glycinate, that's really a good one if you have trouble sleeping. You can soak in a tub with magnesium salts, like, you know, Epsom salts. Get you some nice magnesium flakes. Soak in the tub. Tell the kids.
It's my time.
Yes, it's my time.
God, I don't have to do that.
Good luck. I told somebody my kids will still call me on FaceTime. I'm trying to relax.
No calls.
Yes, I know, right?
That's all. This has been wonderful.
I think
This
it's
has been
amazing
wonderful.
because I just feel like, I think we were talking about it earlier, that you hear more about this type of thing now because so much was not talked about.
Right.
In the past, like you said, the older woman said, you know, it's this almost like hide that you're here, that you're as a woman, this is the stage of your life you're going through, and it's like, you know, you can't talk about it, you have to hide it, you have to sweep it under the rug. And we've had so many questions for so many years, and now, you know, people are more vocal about it, and they want to know about their health. We want to be healthier, and so I appreciate just this conversation and your wealth of knowledge.
This has been
Navigate, yes,
Really appreciate
because navigating this time in our life is hard. Like you said, we have to think about the positive things. Our ovaries are retiring.
Now, real quick, somebody asked about sex drive, which is is part of your testosterone decreasing, but thinking about your estrogen levels going down, you don't have as much lubrication there. It can be painful. Some women, I know, some women, it just, you don't want to do it. You don't want to be touched because of that. So, amen. So,
But there are women out there.
And we need you to be able to let your husband touch you.
That's right. That's right. But know that there's help for that too. So there's physical therapy that can help with pelvic floor therapy that can help with that. So don't hold all this stuff in. And last but not least, we were talking about mushroom coffee and food, stuff like that. All right. So alcohol, any alcohol, don't drink any coffee, don't drink coffee, wine, caffeine, all this stuff. Okay. It can make it increases the heat in your body. So now mushroom coffee, now some women say that it helps it decreases the hot flashes because it doesn't have the level of caffeine. So it's not the coffee, it's the caffeine.
Right.
I mean, I could drink a Diet Coke or, you know, something with caffeine like that, and I would get a hot flash So it's the caffeine, it's alcohol, it's tea, any of those.
You're making me think of so many questions.
The chocolate, if it has caffeine, some chocolate does. I mean, you just kind of have to understand what you eat and then make a decision. Do I want it or do I want the hot flash? Wow. Just have a fan.
I need my coffee.
Just have a nice big old glass of cold water with some ice in it next to you, Missy. That's all you gotta do.
Are you telling us to replace a cold
drink the water?
cup of ice water for coffee?
If she wants something hot and she gonna get a hot flash, you better have some ice.
Okay.
So, well, I won't.
So we can drink the coffee. We can drink the coffee and then the water.
She's really saying just don't drink the coffee.
If you can, if you want to,
that's not our testimony.
Because
It's not.
everyone's individual bodies is their own decision. So I ain't telling you what to do. I'm giving you some suggestions.
So for the AM part of the starting our morning,
We gonna have hot
we
flash.
gonna suffer. We gonna suffer.
But drink you some cold water afterwards.
Because we want our coffee.
All right. I think we have to stop.
We might need to have a part two.
We're gonna have to I hope this has been amazing. This really has been awesome. I don't know about y'all, but I've definitely taken some notes. I've gotten some information that I really didn't have an understanding. I wasn't clear about, but thank goodness for Dr. Glennis.
Yes.
Thank you. She has been absolutely phenomenal. So we definitely got to have you back, and we hope that you will come.
Thank you.
I think we've answered all the questions. I think we may have more.
Yes.
Y'all have more?
And they know how to
That's right.
Yeah.
subscribe to Shades of Conversation.
Yes.
Submit, comment
Yes,
with anything that you all may have, and perhaps we can have Ms. Glennis Thatch to
Address those questions.
address those
Yeah.
concerns that you may have.
Yeah. Because ladies, you know, we're aging gracefully, but we are aging, and we have to be able to take care of ourselves and our bodies and our health, and not be ashamed of where we are. I think for so long we were ashamed of that, but now we have this space where we can talk about where we are, how we need help, and find somebody that can help us.
Yeah.
So the choice is yours.
Yes.
Hot
Yes.
flashes, coffee, hot flashes, mushroom coffee, water. Thank you so much.
for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And until next time, thank you
Yes.
for being with us.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And,
I'll leave my information with y'all too.
Yes.
So
Yes.
please
Yes.
tell them how to reach me if they have any more questions.
Absolutely.
Yes,
That's great.
absolutely.
That's great.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.